I'm Diana McCallum.
I'm Ian MacIntyre.
This is episode 20 of Fan vs. Fan 4, The Flash.
Faster.
Okay.
It works if you go faster.
Okay.
Come on, Diana. I believe in you.
Do you? I don't. You seem bored.
No, I believe. I've always believed in you.
My name is Eobard. Eobard Thawne.
I don't understand. Why do you have my name?
Why? Well, because we're family, Eddie.
Funny, I haven't seen you at any reunions or weddings.
That is funny, and the reason for that is because as far as those guest lists are concerned, I haven't been born yet.
So that's why you didn't kill me that night at Star Labs. This whole thing, it's been about me.
Not a chance. You, my friend, are simply my insurance.
On this week's episode of The Flash, the Star Labs crew tried to find out the truth about Harrison Wells by going into Cisco's dreams. Then they tried to get a confession out of Harrison Wells by going into a shield generator. And then they tried to capture Harrison Wells, and just Eddie got captured. And then wedding hijinks. So let's start off with pros. Ian, what did you like?
All right. I liked that cold open a whole lot of all of them in Dr. Wells' crime room, where they were looking at the newspaper article and discovering things. It was always kind of neat to see them catching up to information and being surprised by it. That was kind of neat.
The crime room was fun, especially for a thing we already knew all about. Like, we've seen that newspaper like 8 times.
Sure.
But they still managed to make that fun for them to be in there just talking to Gideon. And one thing I really liked about that scene was that Cisco didn't immediately figure out the technology. I have seen so many sci-fi shows where someone who shouldn't know how anything works is like, give me 5 minutes, I'll hack this future technology.
Oh, or like an Independence Day where it's like, we'll do an alien virus with a MacBook computer circa 1995.
Yes,
yeah.
I appreciated that Cisco said, I can hack it, and then he went, oh, no, I cannot hack it.
Yeah, no, never mind, guys.
I was really relieved that happened, because it would have been so easy to cliche that.
There were a lot of great lines in there, like
them almost saying Justice League?
Well, yes, okay, there was that for sure. Yeah, you're a founding member of, I thought they were going to say the No Iris Club, because the No Iris Club was strong in this episode. Mm-hmm. But, a couple of cool hints dropped, and the idea of Barry is the one who invents the Gideon computer in the future. And
yeah, and they did a really good job in that scene of making tension with, Wells coming to them, just asking, quick-fire questions of Gideon. I thought that they made it really suspenseful. It was a great opening.
How about you, Diana? What was one of your pros for this episode?
My pro was kind of overall that there were some silly things that I liked. I like when the Flash is goofy. It's the lighthearted show. I mean, all the wedding hijinks could have not been good, but they made me laugh a bunch when Eddie was just so excited of being like, she's gonna be Iris Thawne, and that was really funny.
It made me think that actor might be a little bit underused.
He really doesn't get to do much because they don't use Iris much, and he's kind of stuck in a lot of Iris scenes until he knew about Barry. So yeah, his enthusiasm for wanting to marry Iris made me be like, what am I missing about Iris a bit?
Also, I don't think it was meant as a joke, but the moment where Eddie is like, so wait, this is all about me? And Wells is like, slow down there, Mr. Sixth lead in the credits. It's not all about you. So Diana, how about cons? What are some things you didn't like about this episode?
I feel bad saying this yet again, but wow, Iris is just not working.
Oh my goodness, yes. If I didn't know the comic books and know that she is supposed to ultimately become the love of Barry's life, I would not see a reason for her character to be on this television show at this point. And I'm sure that Candice Patton is a fine actress. I've never really seen her in anything else.
Best.
But yeah, she's working with the material that she's got, but it's just, they have zero interest in writing a compelling Iris storyline on this show.
They really do, and she even does, not dumb things, but things that aren't really motivated. They don't make sense. Like when she calls Barry on a 911 text to come to the office with her information about stuff that happened a year ago that isn't pressing, all that stuff about the reactor was not vital. Not not even not vital to the story, but even to Iris's daily life. Like, there's no reason to be like, Barry, get over here right now. I've been researching for days about a thing that, is interesting, but even if the particle accelerator is causing the powers, which it is, that's not a thing she needs to bring up in any way. I'm hoping when she knows, because she knows now, I guess, in this current timeline that we're keeping, I just keep holding out hope that she's gonna work now. Although it was so dumb how she found out. Oh my god.
Like, you've got a character whose entire defining characteristic at this point is that she is a journalist who investigates things, who in theory could have found clues and pieced together the secret identity of the Flash, and it would have been really satisfying and shown her as like someone who's got agency in her own right. But no, it's a dumb contrived coincidence of her getting a static electric shock from Barry a year ago and then getting another static electric shock from the Flash and putting that together.
That's a pretty specific static electric shock, an amazing memory on Iris's part. I can't remember the last static shock I got from anyone, let alone be able to be like, that's a Barry static shock right there. Iris, we're still holding out hope, but I can't believe you lived till 2024.
Speaking of Iris, my biggest con for this, just the way that Eddie's proposal of going to ask Joe for his daughter's hand in marriage, which I realize that's a tradition some people still abide by.
Yeah.
I find it really outdated. And the fact that Joe's response wasn't something along the lines of, we need to keep Iris safe because there's a time-traveling super speedster out there to kill her. His response was, I know what's best for my daughter. I know that she actually loves this other guy, and that if she marries you, she'll stay married to you out of obligation. Like,
I actually didn't mind any of that. Hear me out. The asking the dad for permission thing is a little outdated, but when the dad is also your partner on the police force, I can kind of see the whole reasoning behind it. But more than that, Joe didn't say, no, you can't marry my daughter. He said, no, you don't have my blessing, which is an honest answer. This is what he didn't tell him, no, you can't do it. He didn't tell Iris not to do it. He told Barry in confidence why his reasons were. I thought it was just honest. I actually was okay with it. Do you know what it's time for?
Easter eggs!
Yeah!
All right. So, what'd you notice?
In this episode, in the very first scene, the cold open we like so much, when they zoom in on the article, for the first time, not sure we've ever noticed it before, it says that Barry disappeared, but he was also working with Green Arrow, the Atom, and Hawkgirl. Now, this is the first time I think we've heard Green Arrow come up, because he's always just called Arrow.
Finally.
So in 2024, he's going to get a specific color reference.
And a green hat and a goatee.
But it's also the first mention of Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
I think she got added to a show, though. Oh, no, she got added to the spin-off show.
She added to the spin-off show, exactly.
So maybe the spin-off show is about Barry disappearing. Who even knows at this point what that show's about? Because the Atom's on that show, too.
There's a billion people on that new show, and it could really be anything.
What is that? But anyway, so little Easter egg. He's going to be Green Arrow. Hawkgirl's coming. And the only other really little Easter egg was Gideon was about to say something that got cut off that I love, where she was like, you're a founding member of boom, and she was going to say the Justice League.
I thought she was going to say the No Iris Club. But
I know, but the founding member of the No Iris Club, but you don't get put in history for that.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, like you said, clearly founding member of the Justice League. Actually, I do feel like maybe that's them giving a bit of wiggle room in case they're not down the road allowed to call it the Justice League.
Yeah, they can call it whatever they want. The Justice Society, as it's sometimes called. Justice League International, whatever. Justice League Detroit. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Which existed.
Not Justice League Detroit, please.
They don't want to say Justice League because they're not part of the movieverse, so they're not going to get all those characters.
Exactly. Like, I could see the movieverse poo-pooing them using the name Justice League, but still. He's founding member of something cool with a bunch of superheroes in it.
It's gonna be great.
Yes. All right, Diana, let's read out them comments that we got.
We got one from Harry Wampa last week. We were talking about we were talking about Cisco building the canary choker too quick, and he said, "I get the sense Cisco is a metahuman, a technopath of some sort, because that's ridiculous with how fast he built it." And he's not wrong. I mean, because he came to Starling City with other stuff to do.
Yes. That's very, very true.
And still had time to make that for Laurel.
Yeah, Cisco is getting a lot of interesting abilities that we didn't really know about at the beginning.
Oh man, he can just make anything. I don't think he's a technopath because he's going to get those vibe powers.
Yeah.
He's basically going to do what Pied Piper did with those gloves. Is going to be his ability.
But like you were saying, he also fought Pied Piper because he's surprisingly good at fighting. I'm still waiting for those breakdance skills from his comic book counterpart to show up.
That's what the finale is going to be.
Good.
It's going to be the Cisco surprise breakdance skills. We've learned all the Reverse Flash secrets. We haven't learned if Cisco can breakdance. This has been episode 20 of Fan vs. Fan for the Flash. I'm Diana McCallum.
I'm Ian MacIntyre.
If you want to follow along on Twitter, you can go follow us on Dork Shelf right here.
Or you can subscribe to this thing.
It's around there. It's around there. But on Sundays, you can also watch Fan vs. Fan for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Which we do. And you can follow these same buttons to watch that. And it's real good, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it from us. And we will see you next week on The Flash.
See you next week.
Kicked him out.